What is that one simple change in your life that gave incredibly great results? Realizing I'm never going to be in the mood to do anything. I would literally live the life of a cat if left to my own instincts and someone would feed me. Getting things done is ignoring my instincts and getting out of my mind. Activate yourself. Yes. Actively deciding to make myself do things. Go for a walk. Go to the gym. Call up a friend has made a huge change in my life. Because otherwise, I would just surf Reddit and play video games all day. Yesterday I made plans with a coworker to go to the gym after work today. This morning I spent 30 minutes trying to come up with a reason not to go before deciding to bite the bullet and go. I'm pretty pleased with myself. Sleep more. Used to sleep 4-5 hours a night. Couldn't concentrate. Exhausted. My cycle was messed up, 3 months between, and I was sick all the time. Now I get 7-8 hours a night. I feel so much better. I get 7-8 hours of sleep most nights and I'm still exhausted throughout the day. I don't know what's up. I was the same way. Woke up tired. Not focused. I could sleep at any time all day. Almost fell asleep driving every day. I got a new mattress a week ago and so far so good. Reading before bed instead of watching Netflix. Fell asleep quicker. Woke up feeling better. Until you read a really good book and end up awake at 2 AM. This is true for me about once a month. Reading before bed makes me sleepy very quickly, so it takes me a while to get through even a short book. Use the 2-minute rule at work. Can also be 1 or 5-minute rule depending on what job you have. Everything that can be done in 2 minutes. Do it immediately. I get a lot of questions daily. Some can be done fast. Plan the longer ones for later. Don't need to keep looking at a list and wondering where to start or how to get it done. Helps me to keep focus. Clear my head and work efficiently. Saying no. It's incredibly liberating. To add to this, my dad gave me the advice that 9/10 times you don't need to give an explanation with your nose. So many times people feel they need to give one. Oh no, I can't go out tonight. My wife is having friends over tomorrow, so we have to clean the house, blah blah blah. You make yourself feel guilty or even feel like you need to lie. He said it was incredibly liberating to just say no, I can't tonight. But thanks. Or no thank you. I'm okay. Double quote. Putting a treadmill near the basement TV. So many calories burned just doing what I'd normally do. I also found that the length of shows affected how long I could go before getting tired or too sore. If it was a 30-minute sitcom, I'd be tired at the end. 1-hour police drama? I could go an hour. I started making very small sports bets on baseball and football games that could often go 2-3 hours. And it gave me something to be invested in at the gym. All my socks are the same brand and color. Trying to match socks after a wash is for suckers. I did that a few years ago after realizing I had 11 different kinds of socks. And most of them were raggedy. Bought 2-12 packs of the same style. Gave the old ones to my pet rats for bedding. They're all the same style. So I don't have to sort and pair them. Just dump them in a bin and grab 2. Saved a few minutes here and there. But also got rid of something that was more annoying than I'd realized. Every time I'm angry at someone for something, I try to give it 20 minutes before I say or do something. Usually I've cooled off or the situation has been explained. If not, my argument grievance is articulated way better than it would have been. This hits closer to home. Would definitely try this one. It wasn't easy at first. Anger is a reflex, so it takes conscious effort to control yourself. But there's not better feeling than someone apologizing to you before you bring up what bugged you. I started forcing myself to say yes whenever asked for something. I was extremely depressed, so anytime someone asked me for help or to go out, I would immediately say no and just stay at home alone. Now I say yes. Within reason. And have found that helping others gives me so much satisfaction and has helped pull me out of my depression. I really like the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey. And it made me realize I needed to be more accepting of opportunities. rather than my habitual social self. Still a work in progress. You should read the book. It's even more crazy and funny. And was written by the guy who actually did it himself. Drinking more water. I started drinking more water, but nobody warned me about how much more I'd pee. My god. It's like a tap you can't turn off. Same here. I drink caffeine in the morning then water all day. I pee a lot. My friends started calling me an old lady. Just know I understand your pain. Can drink coffee all day long without going in for a pit stop. But that first glass of water breaks the dam. You're dehydrated AF. Deleting my Facebook and Instagram app. I did it as my New Year's resolution, and I can say the past 4 months without it has moderately improved my life. My first week without it, I didn't know what to do with all the time I had on my hands. It was a strange feeling. Since then, I have started a garden, learned how to crochet, and have read numerous books. I think my self-esteem has improved as well. On Facebook and Instagram you cannot scroll through without seeing someone showing off how great their life is. Here on Reddit, I really don't see any of that from the subs I follow. I have ADD. I have a great memory, but tend to get lost in thought, meaning that I'm not good at remembering things unprompted. The change I made is using my phone as prosthetic memory. I set reminders for weekly tasks like taking out the garbage. It reminds me at quitting time that I need to stop by the hardware store on the way home. The notepad full of grocery needs reminds me on grocery day that I need them. The calendar yells at me when something important is coming up this weekend. This may sound really basic, but it wasn't until I had a smartphone that all of this stuff was in one place and always at hand. It means that I remember that there is a thing what needs doing. I can set it so I remember that thing at the time it needs to be done. It's made me a much more dependable person. Started using You Need a Budget to track my finances. I went from I hope this coffee isn't about to overdraft my checking account. Not really sure what's in there and I don't get paid until Thursday, to knowing how much I have at any given time. And even saving towards goals like vacation. As opposed to my prior system of just paying for vacation on the credit card and thinking I'll pay that off later. Somehow. Double quote. Seriously. If you're kind of a disorganized person with your finances like I was, and if you ever overdraft your checking account, doing a budget like this will really help you. Keeping up with the Joneses was pointless. I stopped wanting things for the sake of having stuff. Stopped worrying about things I didn't really care about and stopped pretending to be someone I am not. It's great because I have so much more mental energy to care about what I really care about and much more money than I would if I was buying pointless junk to impress people. Buying a PC. Before I had a good powerful PC I felt useless. After I built mine, I almost instantly realized that I really enjoy video editing, game development, programming, and a whole slew of other things. Honestly, my computer has had a huge influence on my life in a really positive way. I stopped making fun of people for just living their life. I know it sounds stupid, but it was a major turning point in my life. I was about 26 and one day I was riding the train home, annoyed that this person was wearing bright yellow pants. Then I thought to myself, why does this bother me? It literally doesn't affect my life at all. If those pants make them feel confident, good for them. Why am I wasting energy caring about this? It was like a SWTCH flipped. I just stopped criticizing people, even if it was just in my head. Not to say I don't slip up, but it was a surprisingly easy change to make. Honestly, I feel so much better. I tend to be a more positive, happy person and have felt just this weight lifted. I can't even listen to other people do it now. It brings me down. For example, I used to love Fashion Police but now I can't stomach it. Investing in a good mattress. I actually sleep through the night now, because I don't wake up due to pain discomfort. I even fall asleep faster, because I don't have to spend so long trying to get comfortable. I honestly didn't even realize how bad my old mattress was until I got the new one. Learning how to detail dry specific goals, objectives, timelines, ways to measure points of success, visualizing what success would look like at its conclusion, actively believing that I would achieve success, knowing that persistence is required and makes success possible. I've achieved every goal I ever set using this method. It works. Barring some exterior catastrophe. Uncannily enough, most of this was printed on a coffee cup someone gave me. Getting my DNA tested and finding out that I have a gene mutation that makes me resistant to sleep deprivation and that 6 hours of sleep is normal for me. I've spent the last 20 years trying to trick my body into 8 hours of sleep, thinking that's what I needed. So much less pressure now. Edited to add, I feel like an arsehole now. I poked all around 23andMe and could not find any reference to this in any of my health reports. So I went through all the surveys that I took and found one reference. A high percentage of people that matched your answers have a mutation that makes them resistant to sleep deprivation. Something along those lines. I searched online and it sounds like it's a mutation of the 2nd of December gene, which 23andMe doesn't test for. So not confirmed but suspected by 23andMe, who doesn't test for that, so they must be pulling that information from a different data source. I looked around and can't find a lab that tests specifically for that mutation. But I'm going to ask a friend of mine who is a geneticist. Will update if I get more info. Jogging. Getting up early and going for a run leaves you feeling great all day. And then you're less likely to eat that bag of crisps or that chocolate bar because you look at the something with 300 calories in it and suddenly think that would undo about 20 minutes of my run. Double quote. Started to make my bed every day. I heard a speech on this. By starting your day with something you dread, think of what you can achieve after. Changed my perspective completely. Simply making my bed makes a huge difference in my day. Getting out of my room. I had to move back home for this semester of school and got into a bad habit of never leaving my room except for food and class. Now I'll leave my room for everything from working on homework or watching Netflix. I feel much happier and less trapped in my day-to-day life. When anyone asks me to hang out, I say yes. It doesn't matter if I don't want to go. It doesn't matter if I want to sleep. It doesn't matter if I want to do anything else. I've found that I've really helped some friendships grow where a lot of other people seem to be losing friends out of their life as things get busy. If you want friends, make the effort. Always say yes and always go to everything you're invited to. Cooking my own food instead of going out to eat. Not only do you save money, you'd feel much more accomplished cooking your food. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I never realized that I could cook up a mean pan-seared salmon or carbonara pasta. I colored my hair neon purple 2 days ago. The confidence boost has been amazing. I'm disabled. My whole life, people have looked at me and smiled. I'm the kind of person who always thinks the best of people. So I never saw them as pitying smiles till now. The smiles have changed. People aren't looking down at my wheelchair and smiling sadly. They're looking up at my hair and grinning widely. I walk into stores and want to pull my hood down. I smile wider and I find myself looking at shiny things in the stores with more confidence. I feel more able to be myself. Seriously. If you've always wanted crazy hair, go do it. $180 including the Color Stay shampoo. But 100% worth it. Letting go of simple stressors that shouldn't stress you out, such as getting bent out of shape over the news, extra personal stuff, for more than a few minutes. It was like clearing the malware out of my brain. I just think faster and smoother when I don't overthink inconsequential things like how I'm gonna word this comment. A great quote gave me a new insight on my day-to-day activities. Let's say you have a bank account with $86.400 in it. And someone was able to steal $10 out of it. Would rather spend the rest of the $86.390 just to get the $10 back? Or just let the $10 go? There are 86.400 seconds in every day. Don't let someone who ruins 10 seconds of your day ruin the entire day for you. Making a conscious effort to try and be more positive. I'm quite cynical. And I've recently tried to be optimistic positive rather than leaping to the worst conclusions. I do this by making a list of potential solutions when I have a problem rather than just dwelling on the fact it happened. If I'm having a bad day and people ask how I am, I don't reel off all the bad stuff, so I just say I'm not having a great day but I think it'll get better and ask how they are instead. I pick out good things and try to learn from stuff when it goes wrong rather than just feeling I failed. It's been quite tough but I do feel happier and more hopeful. It's not a fix-all for all my problems but it's really helped adjust my attitude. Set yourself a personal MO of going to bed every night being a better person than you were when you woke up. Stick to it. And be serious about it. Look for things in your daily life you can improve. And always try to do good for your life, the people around you, and the world. It's a change as simple as asking, what goals did I accomplish today and how did I make my life or the world a better place? When you don't have an answer, you need to make one tomorrow. Stopped drinking booze 1 week ago. I was drinking nearly 750 milliliters a day. I was sick for days. But I already feel better about myself. Edit. Still on the wagon, my friends. Thank you all so much for the support. I woke up this morning and felt great, like my new life has started. And I can do anything. I am going to keep this up. Hey. I'm glad you did that. But stopping drinking at that amount, which is where I was, can be lethal. You can get strokes, seizures, etc. from stopping drinking cold turkey. I know a guy who quit cold turkey, went out for a drive, had a seizure, and plowed his car into the back of a truck. 0% blood alcohol, 100% dead. Booze can not only kill you when you're drinking it, it can kill you after you stop. Get medical advice when stopping. Thanks for your concern. I have been consulting my doctor through this whole process, so I feel pretty safe. I have been so tempted though, as I live near so many liquor stores. I have even had very vivid dreams every night last week of guzzling whiskey. It was just time to stop before it kills my career or well, me. Getting up early, like 5 or 5:30, and putting some time into exercising, like planks or jogging. This makes my day better and gives a fresh start. Getting up at 6:30 is torturous for me. Even after getting 7-8 hours of sleep. What are your tips for getting up so early without wanting to cry? Edit. Thanks for all the advice. 3. I never snooze my alarm and always get up on the first ring. I just can't bear that instant oomph of exhaustion the moment I open my eyes. From the moment I wake up I'm already fantasizing about going back to bed. And have to nap when I get home from work just to stay awake until a normal bedtime. I average about 7.5 hours sleep per night. And I've tried all sorts but I can never shake that torturous waking up sensation that lasts all day sometimes. My body's ideal wake up time is around 8 AM. But sadly work and life don't allow for such luxury. Making a habit of tracking my calories. 7 months ago I was 305 pounds and now I'm 239-241 on my way to a goal weight of 180 pounds. I've tried special diets and all kinds of exercise but I mostly end up stopping about a month or 2 into it. Now I eat what I want but I just eat less of it. I started at 240 and got to my goal of 180 for a while. Fell back to 190. But have been there for a few years at least. I was shocked to see just how much I was eating without realizing it. I stopped the calorie counting after a year or so of doing it. Now I feel like I have a much better idea of portion size.